Kindergarten, and welcome to another math lesson. Yesterday we did some decomposing and composing the number 9, and today our math thinking job is I can model decomposing and composing 10 using number bonds, pictures, and number sentences. Remember, decomposing is breaking apart and composing is putting together. And we are back to focusing on addition. Putting together. We're going to be using number bonds, pictures, and number sentences. So here we go.
All right, I have some news stories for you today as we compose and decompose the number 10. First, you're going to listen carefully to my story, and you and your team are going to talk about the numbers that you're hearing and what they tell about. I'm going to read my story 2 times. Here we go. Nancy had 10 beans. She picked up 6 in one hand and 4 in the other. Let me tell my story one more time. Nancy had 10 beans. She picked up 6 in one hand and 4 in the other. Now your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about how many beans did she have in all and how many beans did she pick up in each hand. It's so important as mathematicians, just as good readers do, to listen very carefully to stories that have numbers. How many beans did she have in all? She had 10. She picked 6 in one hand up 6 in one hand and 4 in the other. So now we're going to draw our beans in one straight line. Okay, we're going to start with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know she had 10 in all. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I am going to write the number 10 because we're decomposing the number 10. We're going to start with the number 10. We're breaking it apart. We're starting with the number 10. Now, let's show our 2 parts. Remember how many she picked up in each hand? Again, we can always use that circle to help us see. So we know she had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do our number sentence to match our decomposing. Start with 10 equals 6 plus 4. We broke apart the number 10. 10 equals 6 plus 4. Now, continuing to focus on the number 10, I have a different story for you where we're going to compose the number 10. Listen to my story very carefully as you will be retelling what each number represents. Okay, here we go. Shelley had 8 presents. Her friend gave her 2 more presents. Shelley has 10 presents now. Let me read it one more time. Shelley had 8 presents. Her friend gave her 2 more presents. Shelley has 10 presents now. Your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about how many presents does Shelley have first, how many presents did her friend give her, and how many presents did Shelley have all together. Okay. So Shelley started with 8 presents. We're going to put our presents in 5 group way. She started with 8 presents. And then how many did her friend give her? Her friend gave her 2. Okay, I'm going to circle my 8. And we are going to write a number sentence to show putting our parts together. So your teacher is going to pause the video and you are going to complete this number sentence to match my story about the presents. Okay, let's see if our number sentences match. We're composing, so that means we're going to see that plus sign and we're putting our parts together. We know that she started with 8, and then she had 2 given to her, and she has 10 all together. Okay, so we have 8 plus 2 equals 10. I have one more story for you as we are practicing composing and decomposing. So this one, we are going to be matching both of our number sentences of composing and decomposing. So here is my story. I had 10 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to circle 5 of them. Okay? So now I need your help into completing our decomposing number sentence and our composing number sentence. Go ahead. Okay. Your number sentence should have matched my drawing of my circles. So I said that I started with 10. So 10 is our whole. We're decomposing. We're breaking 10 apart. We know we're decomposing because of the equal sign. We then have one part of 5. We can see that I circled that, so that's one of my parts. 5, and then my other part is 5. So we decompose the number 10. 10 equals 5 plus 5. Now we're going to flip that number sentence and show it composing, putting 10 together. We broke it down. Now we're going to put it back together. So our two parts, 5 plus 5 equals 10. All right, let's do some more practice of decomposing and composing 10.
Story. Scott went to the zoo. He saw 6 giraffes and 4 zebras. He saw 10 animals altogether. How am I going to fill in my number sentence and number bond? My giraffes and zebras are already in a 5-group way. Before you go fill in the number sentences and number bonds, I'm going to show you my 2 parts by circling one of the groups. By circling one of the groups, that helps me know that I had 6 giraffes and 4 zebras. If I replace these giraffes and zebras with dots, this circle will help me see the 2 parts. Go ahead and do the number sentence and number bond. Okay, our number bond already is filled in with our whole. We started with 10. We know that we had 6 giraffes, which is one part, and 4 zebras, which is another. 10 equals 6 plus 4. Now let's come to our number sentence. 10 is our whole. That's how many we're starting with. Well, that's how many we know when we put 6 and 4 together. 10 equals 6 plus 4. Next story. Danica had 5 green balloons. Her friend gave her 5 blue balloons. Draw all of her balloons in a 5-group way and fill in both number sentences. So today, we're going to practice doing both of our ways of our number sentence. So I'm going to first draw my balloons, and then your teacher and you are going to work on both of these number sentences. When you see both of the number sentences, it's important to look at the signs. So let me do my balloons. I have 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one 5 group. And then I had 5 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's your job. We know our 2 parts. You're going to complete these number sentences, and that's going to tell us our whole. Okay, so you might have done this strategy, this tool of circling one of your parts. Here we go. I see my first number sentence is going to be my whole because I see the equal sign. I can find my whole by counting all of these objects together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My whole is 10. I know my two parts are 5 and 5. My parts are going to go here because they're going to squish that plus sign together. So now we're going to flip this number sentence the other way. We just decomposed the number 10. We started with a whole and we broke it apart. Now we're going to compose it by saying 5 plus 5 equals 10. All right, let's do another one. Jason is playing with 10 bouncy balls. He has 8 on the table and 2 on the floor. Draw the bouncy balls in a 5-group way and fill in both number sentences. Your teacher's going to pause the video. You guys are going to draw your bouncy balls in a 5-group way and complete the number sentences. Make sure you pay attention to the signs. Okay, here we go. Let's see if your bouncy balls match mine. We started with 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we had 2 on the floor. Now you heard in the problem that I had a table and a floor, but when we're drawing in a 5-group way, we're not drawing that table or floor. So I'm going to circle my 8 to show that I had a group of 8 that were on the table. All right, let's bounce to our number sentence. We're starting with our plus sign first. So that means we are composing the number 10. We know our parts are 8 and 2 because we had 8 on the table and 2 on the floor. And we know we had 10 all together. We can go back and check that by counting all of our balls that we drew. Now we're decomposing the number 10 because we see that equal signed. So we're going to start with 10, and then we're going to do 8 plus 2. We know our parts go here because we're going to squish that plus sign together. Now that we did some practice with composing and decomposing 10, in Seesaw today, you're going to continue that work by listening to some stories and filling in some number sentence and number bond. Until next time, bye, Kipsters.